Morning. Welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen on Vegan Friday. I'm Karen Griffiths, I'm in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen and I have Simon on cameras.
Hello!
Hello, we're terrible twosome back together again. Today is going to be a really good baking day. We're baking a vegan chocolate brownie and we're also going to do a vegan fruity flapjack. I mean, how tasty does that look? This one has one that I prepared earlier, and it's got chocolate chunks going all the way through it as well, and it's lovely and moist. I probably cooked that maybe a couple of minutes too long, but you know, hey ho, it's still got a lovely gooey taste to it. But I like brownies even gooier. I don't know about you.
I do, yeah.
I mean, you can't beat a gooey brownie.
It's not a brownie if it's
it's cake.
Gooey.
It's cake. I'm just going to let Simon shout a few hellos out while I just put this to one side.
Hello. Hello.
Simon can't shout.
Want me to look at my phone?
Simon can't shout any hellos out because he's not got the screen on yet.
That was my job.
So what about that? The live last night Laura did with that fudge. Well, I've come in this morning and there was fudge in the kitchen and Carol's left us some for us to munch on in the day, and it is beautiful. So I do recommend that you all rewatch that live and make that fudge and the marshmallow. The marshmallow and the Turkish delight flavour is delightful. Turkish delight, do you get that? He's still looking for his phone. Stick to the day job. Stick to baking. I'm not going into comedy. So, yeah, and Simon's not got the timing right. So today is going to be, I'm going to start off making the vegan chocolate brownie. It is, it's only 10 to 15 minutes prep. It's not a long time at all. And the baking is between 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how gooey you actually want your brownie to turn out. Now
I'm ready.
Simon can now shout some hellos out.
Hello to Maureen. Hello to Maureen.
Hiya Mo. Hiya Maureen.
Trisha, Claire. Hi Claire Corbett. Viv. Serena, Alison. Yep, we've got a good audience this morning.
Very good. I'm just going to bring the, as much as I can, bring the cooker nearer. There we go. So in the bowl, you could do this in the microwave, but because I don't want to race up and down the kitchen to the microwave, I'm doing it all as a bain-marie method. A glass bowl on top of a saucepan, making sure that it's not touching the water. So I've turned that on now, so the water will start to heat up. And I'm going to tip in 250 grams, and I'm using the dark Callebaut, which is the 811 recipe, which is that one. Now this is suitable for vegans, and also the very dark one, which is the 7. Could you pass that bag while you're there, Simon, please? That bag there. Thank you. So you can use this one as well if you wanted to, which is the 70 30 30 38. And that is also recommended for vegans as well. So both of these, with them being the Belgian chocolate, are absolutely gorgeous. This one, the extra dark one, is if you really do like the bitter chocolate, like the green and black split bitter chocolate. This is beautiful, and this is just your normal dark chocolate one. So I've got those in the bowl now, and I'm waiting for those to melt. I want those to melt to. It is on, I thought it wasn't on them. I want those to melt to a lovely, till they're nice and smooth. And then we'll be adding in some non-flavoured cocoa powder from Sugar and Crumbs. I've got 75 grams of light brown sugar and 75 grams I'm using chocolate honeycomb. I decided to not just put all light brown sugar in, I've split it, so I've got some chocolate honeycomb going in of the natural flavoured icing sugar and 75 grams of light brown sugar. I've got 170.
Hang on. I missed Debbie Hargreaves. I've got to say hello.
Debbie, I think we're going to sack Simon. You know, he interrupts, doesn't he? That's it. You know, it's a good job it's Friday. So we'll start again. We've got 50 grams of the non-flavoured natural cocoa powder from Sugar and Crumbs. I've got 75 grams of chocolate honeycomb natural flavoured icing sugar and 75 grams of soft light brown sugar. 175 grams of self-raising flour. I've got 200 mils of soya milk. 100 mils of rapeseed vegetable oil, and that's all the ingredients you need. And the first thing we do is just melt this chocolate down, which is taking, you know, why does it do this?
Is it on?
It is on, yes. I'm just going to put some extra hot water in there just to get it going again.
Hot, that water.
It is hot, but it's not quite as hot as what I wanted.
No, I'm not saying hello to you, Nicky King, because you were taking the mic.
So that's on. It's whacked up to full speed now. There we go. We'll get that on there. So what I'm going to do then, while I'm just waiting for that chocolate.
Oh, hello, Nicky King.
He's terrible, isn't he? Eh? Absolutely terrible.
We've just got to get a bit, you know.
While I'm just waiting. That's only just come out of the oven, this one. I'm going to show you the fruity flapjack that I've made. Just while we wait for the chocolate. So here's the fruity flapjack.
Oh, and Paul, Baker Paul's watching. Hello, Paul.
Can you get onto the front camera, please, Simon? The overhead, I should say, as well.
The overhead, which one do you want? Make your mind up.
Here we go. I thought it was bitter. I've got the fruity flapjack here, and what I am going to do as well, I've melted down some lovely dark chocolate. And we're going to have a chocolate covered.
They're all complaining now, Karen.
About, because you're not saying hello to all of it, to everybody.
Hello, Sue Mary. Hello, Geraldine Allen.
Just hello, every one of you lovely people who tune in to watch us.
Yeah. Could I have done, does that count? If I just say hello, everyone?
Hello, everybody who joins in. So as you can see, all I'm doing, I'm just doing, so it's only a light coat over all this gorgeous flapjack. Because sometimes there's nothing, I mean, my son loves flapjack, but he also loves the one that's covered in the chocolate as well.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
I know, so you only want a light coat. You don't want to have it too thick, because otherwise you're going to lose the goodness of the oats. Remember, this is one of your 5 and 8 year olds. Yes, the goodness of the oats, with the sugar and the golden syrup and everything.
Yeah.
So that's the one I made earlier, and I've just given that...
chocolate on is that 2 of your 5 and 8?
Right, so I've got the chocolate on there. I'm going to leave this to set, because then I'll be able to recut it again for you by the end of the live. So that there.
How will you know when to cut it?
Oh, because I'll know, because my knife will go in, because I've already cut it into sections. You have to pre-cut it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, that is on. I cannot believe it didn't take this long before when I was talking.
Oh, well, if anybody watched the fudge last night, of course you all watched the fudge last night. You know that hot doesn't work very well, does it?
Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn that one on. While I'm waiting for that chocolate, tell you what, I'm going to do it back to front. Let's make the fruity flapjack first. Because this will melt there. So this pan is nice and cold before anybody says I'm putting it on there. It's a nice cold pan, that. And into this one now, because I'm now doing the flapjack, 140 grams of dairy-free margarine is going into the saucepan. So that's 140 grams of dairy-free margarine, and I've got 70 grams of light brown sugar, and I've also got 70 grams of salted caramel flavoured icing sugar, and that's all going in. And then this is going to be put on the hob. Oops, nearly forgot the golden syrup. 2 tablespoons of golden syrup. one. Now I'm going to put this on the hob for it to melt down, and that one's heating up. And the chocolate's starting to melt. Yay, we're multitasking. So I'm just waiting for... See, Simon can go to the hob again.
Yeah. Oh, you want the other pan now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
It's all right, no, because I could just move that out of the way a bit. All I'm doing, I'm just melting this down so it's a nice liquid. So while that's starting to melt now, that's starting to melt. In a bowl, we're going to add 175 grams of rolled oats. And I've got in here 75 grams. I've got 75 grams of chopped hazelnuts. Now you can use any nuts that you want. So if you wanted to use pecans or walnuts, you can use any nuts you want. So I've got 75 grams of chopped hazelnuts. And then I've got 75 grams of sultanas and cranberries mixed. I've just done about 38 grams of one and 42 grams of 32 grams of the other one. I've got 75 grams of sultanas and cranberries together. So they're going to go into there. I'm going to give those nice mix round. I've lined the tin. I'm using this little tin here, which, Simon, could I just borrow your tape measure a moment, please? On the front, thank you. So this tin is 10 inches by 7 inches. Now, some of you do have flapjack tins at home and brownie tins. It's just that the mixture I did was a little bit too less to go into the brownie tin. So you could double this mixture up if you wanted to. Just double it all up, and it would then go into the 9 by 9 size tin, which is the size of the tin that I use for the brownie because it's classed as a brownie tin. This butter's just getting going now. I'm just going to turn the chocolate down now because, you know, the chocolate is starting to melt really good now. There we go, that's melting lovely. Just want to make sure that none of the icing sugar was sticking on the sides. Don't want anything to burn. So that's just melting down nicely. Again, I've used stock margarine, but you can use any of the dairy-free margarines that you want to. The oven is preheating on 160 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 160 centigrade, which is 350 Fahrenheit and gas mark 4. As you can see, I'm just giving this chocolate a stir. I want this to be nice and smooth. It has to have no lumps in it because I'm going to put chocolate chips in the brownie.
Jamie Stott is asking could you use muesli instead of
the oats?
The oats and fruit and nuts.
I suppose you could do if you wanted to, but
because she's got lots of alpen left over.
But you know what? Give it a whirl. I can't see why alpen wouldn't work because it's got the rolled oats in it. So, but you see,
whether she's got the sugar or the sugar. One with sugar,
yeah,
sugar free, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, and also be very careful because sometimes in the Alpen they put more fruit and nuts in than what they do the rolled oats, and you really do need the rolled oats to hold the shape. Otherwise, you'll just get a bit of a very crumbly flapjack. So this chocolate is melting down beautifully, and I'm just going to put this onto a wire rack while I carry on with the fruity flapjack. So I'm just going to take that off a moment. That's onto a handstand. Here we go. Don't want it to overcook.
And Wayne made your custard tarts, and they turned out very well. Thank you, Karen.
Oh, well done. I've seen a lot of you have been doing the custard tarts, and I must admit I've liked every single one of them. You've done a fantastic job, and aren't they tasty? As Carol said last night, I'm stopping making me. I mean, I must admit, I only ate 2 yesterday, and one was breakfast, which I think eggs for breakfast is okay, isn't it, Simon?
Yeah.
Eggs for breakfast, it was fine. And then I had one in the afternoon. So do you know what? I only ate the 2, but I've had them at home when I've been, because I've practiced them, and my son and my husband, they just ate them, and my mother-in-law wanted some, my mum and dad wanted them. So that's it. Yeah,
Debbie's saying if you can't use nuts, would you increase the fruit? You
Yes.
don't have to increase the fruit, do you?
No, you can put as much. You don't have to put fruit and nuts in if you don't want. You can just make the normal flapjack. But I love a fruity flapjack. So yeah, don't put nuts in. I would just put as much fruit as you want. So you actually could put 150 grams of fruit in if you wanted to.
Well, you wouldn't want to put much more than that because it's going to start with degrading the structural integrity of the.
Yeah, because you need to. Yeah. So in fact, I'd just put your fruit in. So as you can see from the overhead now, everything. I've melted the syrup down. The sugar's gone. The icing sugar's gone, and it's all lovely and melted down. And that's just going to go straight in to the oats, fruit, and nut. I hate it when I haven't got. I don't want to put hot hands down or anything because I'm not leaving no ring marks anywhere. So then we're just going to give this a real good mix in so you can make sure that, as you do with normal flapjack, all your oats are covered in the syrup and the fruit.
The gelatine's going to get nicked to make some custard tarts, and then you'll have some that you say you don't like the look of.
Don't be awful. I reckon it will surprise you, absolutely.
Debbie likes my use of the phrase structural integrity on the flapjacks.
Can't you tell he's a uni guy, hey? I was just saying they go crumbly. I'm a comprehensive girl. So I've scraped everything out into the bowl there, and I'm just going to use palette knife. Get that off there. Don't know. And you're just going to push it into each corner. And I do want to flatten it down with a spoon. So I'm just making sure it's all even. I'm flattening it down with the palette knife, but I do want to just really flatten it down with a spoon as well, just to impact it all, so that we can get a full piece coming out rather than a couple of forkfuls of oats. So where's my spoon gone? Nope. My spoon has disappeared. I've got one out special as well, Simon. So with the back of a metal spoon, you just want to really give it a really good press down, because all you're doing then is you're just impacting all the sugar, the oats, the syrup, so it'll cook into a nice block. And this is going to go in the oven for around 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. Check on it. What you're doing is you're checking until it's a nice light golden brown and it's starting to go brown around the edges and a bit crispy. And when you bring it out, it's still bubbling. And so it's still bubbling, so it's still cooking. And that's when you leave it in the tray on a wire rack to cool completely. But before it goes completely cold, you do have to mark it with your cut it down with your palette knife, just so that it's easy to break later. Right, I'm going to put that in the oven now. There we go. So that's now in the oven. Quick tidy up.
Is are these recipes on the website, Karen?
They will be by this afternoon.
Oh. So they will be on this here.
They will.
Here.
They will be on that one by this afternoon. When I finish the live and I've tidied up, I'll be going back into the office and I'll be putting both recipes on.
I'm going to click this like and share, but also then that's going to raise the question of do you have the prize lists?
Nope. Carol hasn't given me any paperwork.
Okay, I shall just run off and make sure that gets sorted before the end of the show. Are you alright on the front camera?
I am absolutely fine on the front camera. So I'm just making sure that this chocolate now is really nice and melted, and I'm going to go through this recipe again for you now. But for the flapjack, while Simon's disappeared, I'll tell you the flapjack one again, which was 140 grams of dairy-free margarine, along with 70 grams of light brown sugar and 70 grams of salted caramel flavoured icing sugar. Now you can use any flavoured icing sugar that you want to. I just decided to use salted caramel, or you could just use normal light brown sugar. I've done 2 tablespoons of golden syrup, and all that went into the pan and got melted down to a lovely smooth liquid. It was then added to 175 grams of rolled oats and 75 grams of nuts and 75 grams of dried fruit, mixed all together in the bowl till everything was nice and coated, and then put into a grease and lined tin and put in the oven on 160 degrees C, which is 350 Fahrenheit, gas mark 4, and that will be in there for 20 to 25 minutes, but I'm going to keep checking it as well. You want it to be golden brown on the top and round the edges starting to go nice brown and crispy. Right, have you put that into place? Have you got that being sorted, Simon?
I hope so, yes.
Yes.
I've requested those
Absolutely.
information.
Yes, that'll be absolutely fine. So that now is, I'm going to put a nice cloth down because
So how long did it go in the oven for?
20 to 25 minutes.
Right, and what temperature?
350 degrees C, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees C, gas mark 4.
Right.
And there we go, lovely dark Callebaut, and this is the 811 recipe one, this one.
So have you done anything special with that chocolate other than
Just
melted?
Just melted it.
You've not had to seed it or anything like that?
Nope.
Does that not matter for this?
Nope, because seeding it will be if you want it tempering, and I'm not tempering this chocolate because it's going into a cake.
Right.
So I'm not.
Oh, it's not going on top of the flapjacks?
No, the flapjacks one's done.
Oh, right. Okay.
Into this, I'm going to pour the milk and the oil. So
I'm not paying attention, am I,
it's
Karen?
not. 200 mils of soya milk.
I'm just trying to distract you.
And 100 mils, and I've got light rapeseed oil there. You can use any other flavourless oil that you want to. And we're going to mix this now until it's all mixed in and it's lovely and dark.
I was thinking that about reading as well.
What?
And you said golden brown, texture like sun.
Oh, you're both singing to each other, are you now?
Yeah, we're singing to each other.
Well, we can't have a Friday unless you do a sing-song, can we? Right, so as you can see, that's all nice and mixed. It goes quite thick as you put the oil and the milk in. Just giving it a really good whisk round. And just put that to one side for a moment. Into this bowl, I'm going to tip the 50 grams of natural flavoured cocoa powder, the non-flavoured cocoa powder from Sugar and Crumbs, and I'm going to tip in the sugar and the chocolate honeycomb icing sugar, and that was 75 grams of each. I'm also going to put in the 175 grams of flour, and I'm just going to give that a good mix down so everything is mixed together. These are so quick to make. You're going to get a quick life today, ladies and gentlemen. We got any newbies watching us today from anywhere? Oops, from anywhere? Turn all that off. There we go. Thought it was getting warm in here then.
Breeder, I ate no fudge or marshmallow last night because it all stayed here for Tony to take photographs this morning.
And it's gone down to the
So
warehouse.
it's still here.
Well,
so,
no, a lot of it's gone. Carol left that for you to munch on.
Yeah.
A lot of it, everything else she's took down to the warehouse, so the girls have got something in the warehouse as well. So I'm now going to pour in the chocolate mix, but I am going to use, rather than the whisk now, I'm going to use a spatula. I'm just going to scrape all of that out of the bowl.
Claire Corbett, she says she's a newbie.
Are you, Claire?
Forbidden Fridays.
And I'm just going to fold this in, just mix it. I don't want to over mix it, but I want to make sure that everything is incorporated into the chocolate mix.
Carol Cooper asked about whether it was self-raising flour, which I think it was.
It was self-raising flour, yeah. So I'm just folding it in. I just don't want to over mix it. I do want to make sure that I haven't got any dry powder in there. You do get pockets hiding of dry powder, so we want to get all that mixed in. There we go. And into this as well, I am going to put 200 grams of dark chocolate drops.
I don't know if there's an answer to this question. Why do people add the wet stuff to the dry and not the dry to the wet?
I think it's because you can usually mix it better in the bowl when you've got your dry things in the bowl. If it was adding it to the saucepan, I might not be able to get into the saucepan or the bowl proper, so I'd rather just know that I've added it all to the dry ingredients. I suppose it's personal preference, it's how you want to do it as well. So we've got this nice gooey mixture now. Beautiful. And that's going to go into my pre-prepared brownie tin. Just make sure you've got it all in the corners. Right, I'm going to put that in the oven now on 160 degrees, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit and gas mark 4, and this is going in for around about 20 minutes, but we will check it because when you bring it out it's still cooking and we still want it to have a slight wobble when you bring it out, because that means it's going to be a nice gooey one now. So I'm going to pop that in the oven now.
Elizabeth also pointed out that with the dry ingredients, if you tipped it into the wet, you might get a bit of a cloud.
Yes. That's cooking nicely, the flapjack. Just checking it again, make sure it was alright. just going to pop this in the fridge so that I can set the chocolate a bit harder so we can get that cut for you before the end of the live. And I'm going to have to think of something else to do now, because how quick were them 2 recipes?
Very quick.
Too quick. So that's how quick you can make a gorgeous chocolate brownie and a fruity flapjack. So, dum dum dum. Is there any questions before I think, or anything? Any questions?
Any questions? Nikki's saying, which is better, normal brownies or vegan ones? Well, obviously vegan ones.
Well, vegan ones, absolutely. I mean, the vegan ones, I mean, the normal brownies, you're just using egg in, and these ones I've used the oil and the melted chocolate and the soya milk, and it just makes it lovely. I mean, but they're both as delicious as each other, especially using the Callebaut chocolate. You can't go wrong with Callebaut, it's absolutely beautiful. What I will do, when I have, only because I need to just a little bit more time.
Unfortunately, Paul, Karen can't make fluff today.
I can't because it's not vegan.
Not vegan.
It's not vegan.
Unless you've got some sort of egg replacer, which I suppose you would have, but
No, it's not
Not
vegan.
saying,
Otherwise
is it?
I-
and you haven't practiced it.
What the fluff?
Yeah, the vegan
Oh,
fluff.
not vegan fluff. No, I haven't. No.
Vegan fluff.
Because I used the whipping it up, which has got the egg white in it, and that makes a lovely meringue. So what we can do, I'm going to melt a bit of chocolate. I'm trying to think what I can put. I know you don't mind waiting with me, guys, while everything cooks. Take that out of there. Use that something out of the freezer. Here we go.
Breeder asks, will you make parking soon?
Parking.
Yeah,
A vegan parking.
obviously.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Oh, well, you could make it on a Monday, couldn't you?
Yeah. That's not going to work, it's going to be too hard. I was going to use the sponge there, but what I could do, I could use a little bit of brownie mix. Haha, she says. Let's melt. I'm only going to do a few, just while I'm waiting for her.
Paul's not happy.
Why? Because I can't do the fluff.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do. I've never made a vegan fluff. It's something I would have to have a look into. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a bit of the brownie that I made before, because it's nice and gooey. I'm going to melt some chocolate again. Here we go. Let's melt some chocolate. Dum-de-dum. Here we go. And I think we might as well make some Bio hearts.
Yvonne is asking, so Yvonne's saying she's just arrived.
Yeah.
So the recipe will be on the website later today, won't it?
Yeah, well, I can go through the chocolate brownie now for you. That's
She's
no.
only just arrived.
Oh, you just arrived. Well, all the recipes will be on the website later. I'm now just trying to find thingy to fill in a bit of time. So I'm just melting some Callebaut, and it's the dark. This is the dark one. So I'm going to melt this.
What are you
And
making now?
I'm going actually to make, and I'm going to get a little bowl now and show you. This is a surprise for you, Simon, because nobody knows I'm doing this.
Oh, okay. I don't know it either.
No, it's because I'm just thinking about doing it now. Take
What?
some chocolate brownie. I'll take a couple of pieces of this nice chocolate brownie. Oh, this chocolate brownie here. Just crumble that up into the bowl.
Thank you.
I'm going to make some Geo hearts and put the vegan brownie in the middle of it. So coat, here, look at that, you see that? Coat your hearts
All right.
with some chocolate.
Can you pull it towards you?
Yeah, so I've got some Geo hearts here. I'm going to coat, these are just because these are vegan ones, because I'm doing a lot of walnut wheels and chocolate bombs on Monday, so I just thought, now I've got some brownie there, so, and it's nice and gooey, so I'm going to coat these hearts in the chocolate, then we're going to squish some brownie into them, slightly chill, and then we're going to put the chocolate on the top, and then when you bite into it, you've got a chocolate brownie Geo heart.
Ah,
and it's all vegan.
Temper the chocolate.
Yes, and it's all vegan.
Amazing. Okay, good thinkings.
And I've not done these before. So this is just melting down nice. I don't want it to melt too much because I just want to put a few chocolates in it just so it comes out of the moulds nice. Here we go, that's melting down lovely. I'm just going to go and check on the brownie again. Not the brownie, the flapjack, because I don't want the flapjack to overcook. You're looking for that nice golden brown colour on the flapjack with the edges just turning a crispy brown colour. And you take it out and you leave it to go cold, but when it's nearly cool you just mark it off with your palette knife into the portions that you want, and then you can cover it with chocolate if you want to, or you can just leave it. I'm going to get mine out of the fridge again in a moment. Get a nice close. Here we go, we'll put that onto the tray in a moment. So into...
Rita says you need a Karen.
Who needs a Karen?
You need a Karen.
I need a Karen. Right, because that had the cup, I'm just going to crumble this brownie down now. It's nice and gooey with nice lumps into it. But what I will do as well, let's just check this, here we go. Right, so that, I'm just going to leave that on the tray just to cool a moment before I bring in, I can just show you, in fact, here we go, I can show it to you now. So that's a nice golden brown colour, and it's going to, you can see around the edges it's just starting to go crispy, and you can still see, I don't know if you can still see it bubbling on there,
Bubbling
you can,
away,
bubbling
nicely,
away.
yeah,
So this,
that.
don't touch it, it's absolutely scalding hot, and there's nothing worse than getting hot golden syrup on your hands, you can't get it off. So I'm going to leave that to cool on one side. Now we only need a tiny little bit of buttercream, so here we go. Yep, the chocolate is... See, you can melt the chocolate faster if you do it in the microwave, but because I didn't want to bring the microwave down here and I wanted you to see the chocolate, that's just going nicely now. Let's get a little bit of dairy-free spread out. And you have to make sure as well your water doesn't touch the bottom of your saucepan, because you don't want to crystallise your chocolate. You're just wanting to make sure it's the heat that's actually melting the chocolate for you.
So is this just the way you prefer to melt chocolate, Karen?
Well, if I was at home, I'd probably do it in the microwave. But because I'm on camera, I prefer to have the you know, the stove next to me.
Right.
So I'm just going to do 100 grams. of dairy spread. Right, I'm going to... That's starting to melt down now, and I just want to bring it off in a moment and just add some more seeds to it, so I'll just put that down just so it doesn't mark the board, because the bottom of the bowls, it gets hot, so be really careful. So just take that off now. We're just going to put a few seeds in.
Debbie's asking, is the soft stalk vegan?
Yes,
Right. Which stalk have you used?
this one.
That's the. Is that soft stalk that she's talking about?
Yes.
That's the same one, is it?
Yeah.
Because Helen's saying the stalk in the tub is not vegan.
No, I was. I am so sorry, but oh, just get that. Just get my block out as well.
Let me have a read.
No, I'm just thinking. I'm going to get the block one out as
So
well.
you use the block for the.
Yeah, I'm going to use the block anyway. I've got the block. I've used the block. Yeah. Because I had the block one softened down. Because you can see I've got the block one here.
Yeah, this was a vegetarian. Sorry. Apologies for that. Don't use this if you want vegan.
Here we go. This is the one I used before. This is the one I used before on the flapjack. I just put it into the bowl and I got it out all day. So I'm just going to use this one now. I'll put that one to one side and we'll weigh out. Right, I've just seeded this down now and I've got a nice gloss to it. And I'm going to paint the geo hearts. Here we go, turn that off again. Yeah, there we go. That's lovely. I'm going to get a different paintbrush. Here we go. I'm just going to paint the inside of these hearts, because I want these to go back in the freezer and chill as well. So just go to that side like that, if you can see this, Simon. I'm painting right up to the edge. Making sure I've got a coating on the middle bit.
Why are you not tipping it in?
Because it's easier to, you can got more control if you brush it. Because it's got a lot of little lines on this one, and you can get the control of going right up to the edge.
Sorry, I'm chuckling away.
You are chortling away there. What's tickled your fancy?
Nicky's saying you must have been listening to what Ollie was saying rather than just.
Rather than just doing the comments. Must have been looking at what you were doing.
Yeah.
I'm only going to do 4, just so that you can see them. So I'm just going to put this into the fridge now while I just measure out my butter again, and we'll just make a little bit of a little tiny bit of buttercream just to put into the brand, just to make it a bit more pasty. There we go. Just put those in the fridge for a moment, and I'll get the buttercream out and I'll do the buttercream. So I just saw a little bit that I'd missed. Yeah, plain. I just saw a little bit that I just missed on the corner there. The corner that got away. Here we go. I'm just going to do, I'm only going to need 50 grams. Yeah, 50 grams of the block stalk margarine. There we go. Then I'm going to use 100 grams of chocolate honeycomb in my bowl. The brownie looks like it's doing lovely. Whisk it on, she says. Let's just plug it in, there we go. Just whisk that round. This chocolate honeycomb one again. Absolutely lovely, this one. Doing that. Right. I can use the rest of that chocolate at the moment. And when I finish the hearts, I'll just coat the rest of the flapjack, because that'll be nice enough. You just bring that over.
Very loud today. Bowl's not on right.
This definitely is. Because I've only got a little bit of butter in it, I've only got 50 grams. That's done nice now. So what I'm going to do with this one now is that was only had butter on it. I'm just going to cut. While it's nice and soft, just put this into. You're marking it. If you don't mark it, once it hardens, you will never get through. So I just want to give it a nice marking, and then I'm going to let it cool down before I put the chocolate on again. So there we go. So that's got a nice marking to it. And leave that to one side again. So you just mark it off, then you'll be able to break that open when you can. Then again, you can either dip it in chocolate, or you can put the chocolate on the top like I showed you. I'm just going to add this honeycomb icing sugar. Not too much of a cloud because it's only 100 grams. I only want a bit to go in this here just to make it a bit more gooey.
What have you put in the bowl?
I put 50 grams of stalk block margarine, and I've also put 100 grams of honeycomb icing sugar. It is quite, there we go, that's starting to go together. I mean, you can find a vegan chocolate spread or a vegan, you know, like you can buy ready-made stuff. If you could buy a vegan one, you only need a couple of spoonfuls of that.
Vegan was like one of your very big slices.
They're good, aren't they?
They are very big, yes.
Well, I just find it looks better on camera when you can see it's nice and big. What do you reckon, Sam? So I'm just going to put a spoonful in there to see how I go on. I'm just mixing it down. I want to make it just so it's a squidgy cakey mix. We don't want it too wet, but we don't want it, because we want it to be able to go down into.
It needs to be malleable enough to fit in, squeeze into your moulds.
Oh, you carry on with them dead good words, Simon.
Oh, dead good words.
Dead good words. You carry on with them. What's he like? how my moulds doing? Are they doing? I need to put another coat on, you see, Simon. So.
All right, crack on with that then.
So anytime if you're doing cake, anytime and you put your buttercream on and you've got offcuts, again just save it, crumble it down, put it into a bag and save it, and you've got a perfect geo heart or like cake pop mixture as well. Here we go. Oops, a daisy. So I've got a lovely gooey mixture there. Put those into that other bag. Don't want those showing. Right. Just going to give these hearts another bit of a coat so that it's want to make sure that everything has been coated. We don't want any holes in the tops of the hearts when they come out. You right there, Simon?
Yes, I'm just reading my thesaurus.
It means big fancy words, eh? Right, I'm going to ask Simon, just pop these back in the fridge for me, just while they set again, and then we can bob the mixture into them. There we go. You can put those in there for me, thank you very much. And I'm just going to check the brownie. As again, I said I would like to have it a nice gooey brownie, but not so it's like too gooey. Put that over there. There we go. So I've got my malleable cake mix now. Is that the correct way of saying it, Simon?
Yes, it looks pretty malleable.
My malleable cake mix. Where's the chocolate brownie gone? Here it is. Oh, how are we looking? Oh. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So this is a chocolate brownie. Now I'm going to try, it's just come out now. You can see it's still wibbling a little bit, only a bit, it's wibbling, but I'm going to leave it like that because once it goes cool it's still going to be nice and gooey in the centre. I've just got to put it down because it's mighty warm.
You weren't tempted to put it down on the pink board?
Absolutely not.
Viv Goddard is asking, did you only coat 3 of them for the second coat?
No, I coated all 4. I coated 4. I'm going to get the chocolate, the flapjack out. Here we go. Not quite. I don't think it's quite set.
They're just trying to find fault with what you're doing, aren't they?
They are. So this is. See, it's not quite set, but I'm just going to.
The chocolate's not set. No.
The chocolate's not set. I just want to show you what it looks like on the inside. It's all chocolate on that. It's all vegan chocolate. So let's have a look where I cut it before. She says. There we go. I will need a sharper knife, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to bob that in the freezer just so the chocolate sets for you. As you can tell, it's still a bit Simon, there you go, one for you.
Where would you like that?
In the freezer, please, just so the chocolate sets hard, so I can show everybody before they go how well the chocolate looks on it. Let's just get rid of the mess off there, and how my heart's looking. Oh, perfect. So we're going to put, I'm going to get a little teaspoon for that rather than a big spoon. Right, a nice teaspoon here, and I'm going to...
Hang on if you want to show it.
Yeah, it's alright, he's just washing his chocolatey hands. And you really push that into the base. Now making sure that there is still room around the top to put chocolate so it seals it. Put one into go. So you're just making sure that it's all really pressed down with your spoon. You want it to be nice and solid inside. And this is just using a couple of squares of your brownie. I've used 3 squares of the brownie cake, and I've just made a little tiny bit of buttercream and just mixed it together so it's a nice gooey cake. What's that? Piece of paper? Piece of greaseproof, which I don't want in there. Thank you very much. There it is.
Nikki Burnell is asking, is there a vegan ganache recipe you can recommend?
I've never done one, but look at the normal ganache recipes, and then use the vegan chocolate. You can either buy it from the supermarket, or the Callebaut is absolutely beautiful for making a ganache. And then use your plant-based cream.
You can of course use water, can't you?
You can, but to make a lovely, you can. They do a plant-based cream as well. There's a couple of brands in the supermarket that do the vegan cream, which is really nice. So you could actually use that, and then that would make your ganache. Right, so I've got that in there. I'm just going to wipe the spooner, and let's just put some chocolate over the top. Now I'm actually going to spoon this chocolate because I just want to make sure it goes into, not too deep, but I want to make sure it covers all the heart. That it's actually covering the whole seal. So what you put up to the base before, it's all covered.
You're just going to leave that, or you're going to scrape it off to wrap?
I'm going to level it.
So you did temper the chocolate, didn't you?
Sort
Or
of,
do you
yeah.
have to temper the chocolate?
I haven't before when I've been doing like the the walnut wheels, but I just did it a little bit there because I thought I've seen it done. So it's just cooling the chocolate down with putting some Callebaut the other Callebaut's in, and you just they're melting down because they cool the chocolate as it goes, and hopefully the chocolate will be nice and shiny when it comes out.
Yeah, if you don't temper it, it won't be as shiny, but it also, because the molecular structure is not quite the same, it might not set properly.
It does, because my walnut will set properly. But here we go.
It depends how hot you've got. You know, if you overheat it. And
I'm going to put that into. I'm going to.
do you know what, Karen?
Yeah.
You're as messy as Ollie.
I can't have a column again. I know what chocolate is. Working with chocolate, wow. Absolutely. But I've got my back straight now so that when they come out they would sit flat for you. So I'm going to put those into the freezer again. Just going to get my chocolatey hands. Oh, here we go. Put those there. Put those into the freezer quick so that they'll hopefully set so that you can see those. Get my clean cloth. Here it is. My lovely clean cloth, because I've got a very chocolatey one now. And I'm going to use the rest of this chocolate in this bowl. I'm going to put it on top of the flapjack because that's gone cool now. So I'll just clean up again because I do like to make sure the board's nice and clean. Again, anything that I've got left over, like anything this sponge, I can just put this in a bag, a Ziploc bag, and I'll freeze it. And I've got it to make for next time as well. Don't ever waste anything, just put them into Ziploc bags and freeze. All your cake off cuts, everything. So here we go. Move that out of the way. And get my other flapjack, which is still a bit warm, but I want it to cool down. So I'll just put it on a nice cloth because with no marking boards. Go your right, Simon. I really am messy, aren't I? Good grief. You know, being chocolate. So let's tip some chocolate on here. I'm just going to give it a nice thin coat. Is anybody else as messy with chocolate as I am?
They are remarking how remarkably messy you are.
Come on, be honest. Who else is messy with chocolate? It will only be a thin coat on this. I didn't want to waste any chocolate. I didn't want to. Again, your chocolate, you can put it into a plastic bowl and wait for it to set, and then you can just knock it, and you can put it into Ziploc bags, and you can store it. It's just a nice thin coat. Will be a thing. Oh, I might have to make a bit more in a bit. Just didn't want to wait. I didn't want to waste any. Here we go. Yeah, it's still hot. Let's just make a few more. Don't need a lot. A few more, just that corner.
There's not quite enough to cover it.
No, it's because I've used it for the Geo Hearts as well. But I'm just going to do a little bit more now.
Did you not stretch that to the end?
I tried. And the stretching and the stretching. And I haven't got any more, but it won't take too long to do that. Do you want to bring? Is the other flapjack set yet, Simon?
Claire Corbett says she's impeccably clean when working with chocolate. Do you think she was?
Yeah, she was not too bad, was you, Claire? We just had to clean up a little bit, you know.
Oops.
Well, chocolate does go everywhere, doesn't it, guys? I mean, you know, it's one of those things that you start mixing it gets onto the handles and. There we go, so that's just doing that. I'll bring that there like that, so that is just waiting for the last little bit of chocolate to go on. I'm going to bring the brownie back. Simon, could you just check?
So, good question. Sharon Northcott is asking, do Sugar and Crumbs sell vegan chocolate? Yes.
We do. We have two. We have the two ones here. I'll put them over for the overhead. Here we go. So we've got the 811, which is the dark Callebaut. It is just it's still medium. It's quite nice. It's like a Bourneville taste. It's a gorgeous one. This one. It's just a dark chocolate. Then you've got the 70-30-38, which is a more. It's even darker. It's a more bitter taste if you like that stronger taste, especially if you're making it in cakes. This will be amazing if you're making it in cakes. So we do both of these. And as you can see on the back, it says there, vegan.
Yeah. But the milk chocolates are made with...
Milk chocolate, I've looked at the milk chocolate and the white chocolate, and no, we can't use those ones. Sam, could you get the other flapjack out the fridge, please?
Yep.
Does it look like it's set a bit now?
Totally.
Oh, jolly good.
Possibly it's even frozen.
You see what he does to me? Hey. You see what he does to me? He thinks I'll get her. So I've got a sharp knife. You can see it's where I cut that before. So look at that. Oh, just going to. So the chocolate seeped. I marked this before as well. I
did ask how you.
I know I did mark it, but you know, hey ho.
Now you're putting through frozen chocolate, aren't you?
No, I'm not. It's here we go.
Tracy, yes, you can melt the Callebaut in the microwave.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to get Simon to get me a nice little board to put this on so I can show you, ladies and gentlemen, this lovely flapjack. There we go. See, it's cutting through that gorgeous fruit as well. There we go. So because you've used the golden syrup and the sugar, you've got a nice caramelly taste inside that as well. That's coming along. Could you pass me a cake board, please, Simon, on your side of the kitchen there? Anyone will do. That'll be lovely. Yeah, that should look great. And we'll just. Oh yeah. And we'll put these on. Move that out of the way.
You can hear the crunch.
That's paper. That's the grease proof.
Oh, when you were cutting
Oh,
it.
right.
Remember, they're slightly behind, and I'm behind that.
Oh, yeah. So that is the vegan brownie, the vegan flapjack. The flapjack. I'm just turning the flapjacks. I want to just turn one over so you can see it. So you've got your gorgeous. You've got all your. I'm going to show the back there. So you've got the.
Go overhead.
Yep. I've just turned it over, so you can see you've got your gorgeous oats in there with the golden syrup, and you've got your fruit is all through there, and then we just did a layer of chocolate. Now you don't have to put chocolate on it. You can actually just leave it and have it as a normal flapjack if you'd like that. I mean, that's as nice. That's nearly melted on that one. I'm going to bring the brownie down here. I won't be able to cut the brownie yet because that is still hot.
What about gluten-free chocolate? Is it all gluten-free?
It's
gluten-free.
That's gluten-free, yes it is. I think the milk chocolate's gluten-free as well.
Yeah. Have you got any got the white stuff?
The white one's in the cupboard there, yeah. It's alright, I'm just going to show them this bit here like that. That's just melting down nice, and we'll get this onto the top of the brownie. I've got some milk chocolate in there as well. The milk chocolate
and the white chocolate are all gluten-free.
They're just not vegan, I'm afraid.
They're just not vegan.
Because they have whole milk, dried whole milk powder in them.
Yeah.
So here we go. That's lovely and melted. So I'd like to finish it off for you. Here we go. Just. And could you get the Geo hearts, please, Simon? I don't know if they'll try and get one out, but I do usually leave them a bit longer. There we go, that's all nice and done now. And what I'll do now is I'll just leave this to go cold and set it, and then that'll be sliced the same way.
I'm not sure that fully.
I'm just hoping I come back to maybe get one out, you know.
I think we'll come out.
Could you get me, I'll tell you what, I'll do it on the front of this one here, just so that people can see them. So to get them out, don't know if someone can see, I'm on there alright, you're just peeling it, peel it down. Now if I was doing this, do it at home, put gloves on so you don't get fingerprints on your hearts. I mean, I could dust these. So I've got the 4 hearts there. And then what I will do is white chocolate, dusting brush. So we're doing this on Monday as well because I'm going to make the walnut whirls, and I'm also going to make the hot chocolate bombs. So we will be doing some dusting as well to make them all nice different colours for you to give out as presents. Maybe I was going to do that, you know, for the Christmas Eve boxes and things like that. So I'll just move that for a moment, just while I get one of these hearts out, the one that's got the most fingerprints on. And let's look at this bronze colour. So you want to just put a little bit. Oops, there's not any bronze. I've got no bronze left.
Get your brush in.
Copper. So a little bit of copper on there, then I'm just going to use my brush.
Oh, that's wrong.
Got a nice copper one. See whether a blue one comes out on it. And these are the fake Cahill dust, which I absolutely love. Oh, that makes it nice and really nice shine to it, hasn't it? And that's using the Merlot blue, but on the dark chocolate it's given it a really nice shine to it. I'll just do one more. Make sure the brush is clean. And let's do a rose gold.
Is it the fake Cahill you're
This
using?
is the fake Cahill, yeah. So you don't want to touch it as less as you can, only because you don't want to get fingerprints over it. So I'm just making sure the brush is going down the side. You don't bother brushing the backs. If they're going flat, I mean, a lot of people don't brush the backs, they just usually brush the fronts of them. So there we have, look at, I'm going to bring those back onto the screen now.
They're on the screen.
So look.
Now they're off the screen.
Now they're off the screen. I'm bringing everything back, you see. So, there we have. Thank you for waiting with me. There we've got our gorgeous vegan fruity flapjack. As you can see, it's a gorgeous flapjack on the back. It's lovely and syrupy, and it's got the fruit in it. And then I've just coated it with chocolate. I've got the chocolate Geo hearts there, which I've filled with some of the chocolate brownie mixed with some buttercream made with our chocolate honeycomb icing sugar and the Stork block margarine. I've got our lovely chocolate brownie there, and it's still quite warm that, so I'm just going to cut a little slice down because we do need them for photographs as well. And that, I just cut down the little edge so that they can still get photographs.
That mould's not one of ours, is it?
No, it's not. They're all off. They're all bought online. Oh, that is. I'm just going to bring that down like that. Look at that. How, I don't know if you can get into that. You can see on the night how lovely and moist it is. It's proper brownie that on the inside. I don't know if you can see that.
I'm trying to see. No, it's too dark.
Too dark. You've still got. You can see the knife. You've got the gooey, lovely chocolate over it. So that is absolutely perfect brownie. And then we've got, this is the, that's the flapjack. So I do hope you've enjoyed today's live, and I have got some prize draws to give out now. Just bear with me a second. Have you got the piece of paper there, Simon? Are you? Thank you. Oopsie daisy. So here we go. So remember to like and share. Like and share this one, and this will be drawn next Friday. So please like and share, like and share, like and share on all of. Don't like and share to our groups, which is the bouquet flowers and the recipe page. We want you to like and share to all your other groups. If you're in a community group, or if you're in like a knitting group or a sewing group, we want you to share our lives to those people and on your own page to your friends, so your friends can see it. If you just keep sharing it into our groups, there's only us that are seeing it. So, and we're all part of the same community, so we need you to like and share. We need to get it out there. Right, we have prizes. Give me a drum roll, Simon. Dum-dum-dum-dum. Monday, the 5th, when I made, what did I make last Monday? Egg custard tarts. Why did I not remember that? I made the egg custards. Well done, Sian Moss. You have won a £25 voucher. I'm going to tell you how to apply for these vouchers when I've done all the winners. At night time with Carol, it's a £25 voucher, Margaret Kirk. And that's when Carol made the buttercream roses, and she was decorating the macarons with it. So making the flowers, doing the cherry blossom cake. And then last night with Laura, when she made that delicious fudge and the marshmallow, that's Beverly Cousins. Well done. So all you 3 winners, Sian Moss, Margaret Kirk, Beverly Cousins, please contact info.sugarandcrumbs@icloud.com. It's on the bottom of the screen. You contact them and say, hi, my name's Sian or Carol or Margaret or Beverly, and say, I want a £25 gift voucher on, and you have to say which live it was, so the girls in the office can marry it up and they know which winners are coming through. So Sian, you'll say it's Monday the 5th with Karen, Margaret, Monday the 5th with Carol, and Beverly, Thursday the 8th with Laura. So well done, all you winners. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back on Monday doing our normal bakes, doing the bakes on Monday, but I'm actually going, as I said, I'm working with, oh gosh, I'm working with chocolate again. I'm going to be whipping it up fluff, so I'm going to show you how to make some lovely walnut whirls again, and I'm going to be showing you how to do the hot chocolate bombs. So join me on Monday for that, and then we have Karen Davis in the kitchen. Is it Karen Davis in the kitchen on Monday night? It is. With the new moulds, so please join us for that as well, and have a wonderful weekend. And thank you so much, and thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Karen,
for managing to multitask
Delightful.
again. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend, all of you.
Bye.
Bye.